Hey guys, this is Kendra with Signing Agent Basics, and in this video I'm going to tell you the top 10 things that I hate about being a signing agent. So as many of you guys know, I've been a signing agent since 2007. So at this point, that's over 14 years. So obviously, I love being a signing agent. There are a lot of amazing benefits and perks that come with being self-employed, that come with having your own business, and that come with being a signing agent. So obviously, I've been doing it for so long, I must obviously love it. And I do. But that does not mean that there are not things about it that absolutely get on my nerves. There are things, guys, that I hate about being a signing agent. And in this video, I'm going to tell you the top 10 things that I hate about being a signing agent. And I'm going to let you know why I don't like those things. Now, that isn't to discourage any of you from becoming signing agents because, guys, look, this is still a job. It's a great job, but it's still a job, which means that while there are wonderful things about it, while there are perks about it, there's always going to be some downsides and some things about it that aren't so great. So I don't want to discourage any of you from becoming signing agents, but I just want to tell you realistically my experiences and the things that I found that aren't so great about being a signing agent. But before I tell you guys my thoughts, before I tell you the 10 things that I hate about being a signing agent, I want to hear from you. What do you guys hate about being a signing agent? Or if you are a new signing agent or an aspiring signing agent, what are some of the things that you think might be a problem or the things that you think you might hate about being a signing agent? Go down into the comment section right now and let me know. And guys, look, no matter what, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. All right, guys, so I'm going to get into it. The 10 things that I hate about being a signing agent. I'm going to tell you right now, this is in no particular order. I can't say I hate one of these things more than the other of these things. Honestly, I hate all of these things. So in no particular order, the top 10 things that I hate about being a signing agent. The first thing that I hate about being a signing agent is driving a lot. So for those of you who don't know, the main job of being a signing agent is to go to the signers at a location that is convenient for them. That is oftentimes their home, sometimes it's their office, or it could be some other totally random location that you are meeting them at. But at the end of the day, the job is for you to go to them. So that obviously means you're going to be spending a lot of time in your car. You are going to be driving a lot. And obviously, the more appointments that you have scheduled, the more driving you are going to do. So I live in San Antonio, Texas, which is a decent sized city. And I can get to most places in the city between 30 and 45 minutes drive, but that's still a lot of driving. So if I have 3 or 4 appointments scheduled that day, it's a 30-minute drive to the first appointment, a 30-minute drive from there to the second appointment, a 30-minute drive from there to the third appointment, so on and so forth. So I literally can spend hours in my car just driving back and forth, zigzagging across town all day long. And that's also assuming that all of my appointments are scheduled well and they're working out perfectly. Sometimes it doesn't work out perfectly, which means I may not have all of my documents at the beginning of the day. So then I have to add extra drive time to go home and print or do whatever else it is that I need to do in between appointments. The bottom line, guys, is I spend a ton of time in my car driving. And as you can imagine, a lot of that time is also spent in high traffic times in the mornings or in the afternoon. So imagine being stuck in 5 o'clock traffic every single day, multiple times a day. That is a lot of what I have to deal with as a signing agent. So anytime I don't have to drive, guys, I don't drive. I hate getting in my car to drive anywhere else because I already drive a ton as a signing agent. So yes, number one on my list of things I hate about being a signing agent is how much you have to drive. The next thing that I hate about being a signing agent is going into dirty houses. Now, for the most part, I want to say 95 to 99% of the time, the locations where you're meeting signers at, whether it is their home or their office, everything is going to be perfectly fine. But every now and again, you run into a situation where the signing location is just not very clean. I've done signing, guys, in literal hoarder houses. I've done signings where as soon as the signer has opened the door, a very unpleasant aroma has assaulted my nose. I remember doing a signing once for a couple in a very small apartment, but they had about 6 or 7 cats. They put the litter boxes for the cats in the dining area, which is where we were signing. So cats were literally doing their business in the litter box while we were doing the signing. Obviously, not a very good smell. I've done signings in homes for people who have pest problems. So I've seen critters running around on the tables, floors, walls while I was doing the signings. Obviously, guys, none of that stuff is any fun. And again, I don't want to scare anybody off. It doesn't happen very often. Again, it's probably maybe 1% of the time, but you just never know when you are going to run into somebody who has a home or a signing location that just isn't very pleasant, isn't very clean, and you just kind of gotta suck it up and get the signing done. So yes, second thing on my list of things that I hate about being a signing agent is doing signings in dirty houses. The third thing that I absolutely hate about being a signing agent is not being in control of when I receive the documents for the signing, or in other words, late documents. This is the bane of every signing agent's existence. Companies will schedule to do a signing with you at a particular day and a particular time, but then you don't get documents on time to go out and meet with the signers at the scheduled time. Now, guys, look, there's a lot of different reasons why documents come out late. I have a video if some of you are concerned and wondering, how do I handle things when documents are late? It's called How to Handle Late Documents. Definitely check that video out. I've got a link to that video for you up at the top of the screen. But late documents happen in this business. It is what it is. And it tends, of course, to throw your day off. It throws your schedule off, especially when you have multiple signings scheduled for the day. If you don't get the documents for one signing on time, it will throw your schedule off and possibly make you late for the other signings that you have scheduled. And the big issue with that is you're doing signings for a lot of different companies. So company A does not care that company B got you documents late. Company A is still going to expect you to be on time for the signing that they contracted you for. So you do a lot of juggling when documents are late. It puts you in a bad position when documents are late, and it basically just makes the job more difficult than it has to be. But Again, guys, it's simply a part of the business. Documents are going to be late sometimes, and we just have to roll with it. But I still hate it. So, yes, third thing on my list is late documents. The fourth thing that I absolutely hate about being a signing agent is dealing with late signers. Guys, this one always blows my mind. So the signing is usually scheduled at the convenience of the signer. Normally, the signer is the one who decides the time and the location of the signing. But for some reason, a lot of signers tend to be late to their signing appointments. I have made it to signing appointments on time only for the signers to not be there. And then when I call them to check on them to find out when they're going to make it, they'll tell me things like, "Oh, well, I'm stuck in traffic." Or I've had one signer tell me, "Well, I had to go to Target and pick something up at Target real quick, so I'll just need you to wait until I get there." Or I've had one signer tell me that he was getting an oil change at the time that he was supposed to meet with me. For some reason, some signers tend to think that we're kind of like the cable guy, that we've got a block of time. If we say we're going to be there at 1, for some reason they think we're going to be there between 1 and 2. And as long as they show up sometime in the 1 o'clock hour, things are going to be okay. But obviously, you and I know that that's not the case, that their appointment time is their appointment time. And I personally stress to signers when I confirm the appointment with them that I am going to be on time. And I always ask them to text me or call me if for some reason they think they are going to be late. But a lot of signers still don't do it, and they end up showing up to the appointments late. And same thing as you get with late documents, when you have late signers, that can throw you behind on your schedule, which is, of course, never any fun. So, number 4 item on my list of things that I hate about being a signing agent is dealing with late signers. The fifth thing that I hate about being a signing agent is never knowing exactly how your schedule for the day, the week, or the month is going to look. It doesn't matter how well I try to schedule or plan out my day. Every now and again, things happen and my schedule gets thrown off, whether it's late documents, late signers. It might be that I receive a signing request at the last minute, or it might be the opposite. A signing request may get canceled at the last minute. This isn't a regular job where you're working 9 to 5. And even when you have signing appointments scheduled, things happen and last minute changes to your schedule may have to be made, which means that you don't always know what your work day is going to look like. You don't always know what your work week is going to look like, which could make it a little difficult to plan different things that you want to do. You never know exactly what your work month is going to look like, which again makes it difficult for you to make plans. And especially in the beginning, when you are a new signing agent, you tend to be a little reluctant to totally block off certain days or times because you're still building your business and you want to handle as many requests as possible for as many companies as possible so that you can build relationships that will keep money coming in for you as a signing agent. Now that my business is more established, now that I have more direct clients, the bulk of my business currently is from direct clients, I'm able to block off days and weeks a little bit easier. I'm able to take time off for vacation a little bit easier. But when I was a new signing agent, I was really reluctant to take days off, weeks off for vacations because I didn't want to miss out on business opportunities. And again, you just never know what your day is going to look like. I could start off a day with absolutely no signing appointments scheduled and then get some last minute phone calls or text messages and end up doing 2, 3, 4, or 5 signings that day. And then the opposite could also be true. I could start off the day with a full schedule and all of them get canceled. And so on a day that I thought was going to totally be busy, I could end up with absolutely nothing. So the fifth thing that I hate about being a signing agent is never knowing exactly how your day, your week, or your month is going to go. Now, along those same lines, we've got the sixth thing that I hate about being a signing agent. The sixth thing that I hate is never knowing exactly how much money you are going to make. Again, especially when you are a new signing agent, it can be very frustrating to not have any idea how much money you are going to have coming in that week or that month. As your business gets more established, you kind of figure out what the minimum amount of money is that you need to make, and you also can get a feel for whether or not you're going to make at least that minimum amount. But again, there are no guarantees. I've had months that I thought were going to be super busy. Middle of the summer, I'm thinking I should make X amount of money, and for whatever reason, that month ended up not being that busy. I didn't get as many assignments as I thought I was going to get, and I ended up not making as much money as I thought or I hoped I was going to make. So that can definitely be frustrating. Again, it's even more frustrating in the very beginning when you are just starting to build your business, when you probably have left your regular job and you are dependent 100% on your signing agent income, especially when you're new. You may not have savings built up yet to help you out on those months when you end up not making as much money as you had hoped to make. So yes, the sixth thing that I hate about being a signing agent, especially in the beginning of my signing agent career, was not knowing exactly how much money I was going to make. The seventh thing that I hate about being a signing agent is slow payment or no payment from companies that have contracted me. Now, again, guys, after all of these years as a signing agent, I've learned which companies to work with, which companies not to work with, who the slow payers are. And again, I've also built up my direct business clientele. So with my direct business clientele, I really don't have to worry about slow payment or no payment anymore. But for many years as a signing agent, especially working with signing companies, being concerned about slow payment and no payment was a very real concern of mine. Knowing how you get paid as a signing agent is extremely important. And for any of you guys who are new, thinking about becoming a signing agent, or you're a new signing agent but you haven't done a lot of work yet, make sure you check out my How You Get Paid as a Signing Agent video. In that video, I let you know some things to look out for, some things to make sure that you check on and that you are aware of before you accept any assignments from any companies. Because just because one company pays in a particular way or within a particular time frame does not mean that all companies pay that way. And even though all companies should absolutely pay you, unfortunately, there are some unscrupulous companies out there, and there's just flat out some bad companies out there who will either take their time paying you or won't pay you at all. I've had some companies literally just not pay me at all for the signings that I've done. And again, guys, I don't want to scare any of you new signing agents. Obviously, that problem wasn't so big that I decided to not become a signing agent or to not remain a signing agent, but it is something that can happen. And obviously, not getting paid for the work that you have done is extremely frustrating. So yes, no payment, slow payment is absolutely one of the things that I hate about being a signing agent. Okay, so the 8th thing that I hate about being a signing agent may seem a little weird, but I hated not having any coworkers. When you become a self-employed signing agent, again, you are starting your own business, you are in business for yourself, and you become a company of one. You don't really have any coworkers working along with you. Now, nowadays, we've got social media and there's signing agent groups and that kind of thing where you can chat with other signing agents and get help or just talk about the things that you go through. But again, guys, I've been a signing agent since 2007. And in 2007, those types of groups and that type of community really didn't exist. So I was just kind of out here by myself doing my little signing agent thing and not having anyone to talk to about the job, not having anyone who really understood what I was going through was actually kind of tough. So believe it or not, I really missed having coworkers sometimes. So yes, the 8th thing that I hate about being a signing agent is not having coworkers. The 9th thing that I hate about being a signing agent is not having any type of employer support or technical support. Guys, when you are a signing agent, you are the boss of everything. There is no HR department. There is no accounting department. There is no tech support department. So when your computer stops working or when your printer stops working, you don't have tech support to call. You have to get creative and learn how to figure out these different problems on your own. There's no department to call. There's no number to call. And again, things are a little bit easier because we've got social media. You've got YouTube videos that you can watch. You've got groups where you can ask questions. But at the end of the day, it is none of those other people's responsibility to help you with the issues that you have. At the end of the day, every problem that you have, every issue that you run into with your business, you are ultimately responsible for fixing. So, yes, I definitely miss having the support of those different departments with a company, and I absolutely miss not having tech support. So I'll have to say that is the 9th thing that I hate about being a signing agent. All right, guys, the 10th and final thing that I hate about being a signing agent is accounting and having to pay taxes. So for most people, when you have a regular job, your employer takes taxes out of each of your paychecks. And for most of us, we tend to overpay. And then at tax time, you would get a refund check from the IRS. But as a self-employed person, it does not work that way. Now, as a self-employed person, you should be paying quarterly taxes to the IRS. And at the end of the year, when you do your taxes, hopefully you've paid enough into your quarterly taxes that you don't have to pay anymore. But the convenience of having the employer just take a little bit of money out of each paycheck just simply isn't there. I feel like I am always paying taxes. And along that line, keeping up with my accounting, that is definitely one of the things that drives me crazy as a signing agent. I hate accounting, but Again, there is no accounting department. So as a self-employed signing agent, keeping up with your accounting is simply something that you are going to have to do. Now, if you need some help, some tips, if you want to learn how to avoid some of the pitfalls that I fell into when it comes to taxes, being a self-employed person, make sure you check out my video, How to Handle Taxes as a Signing Agent. Again, I've got a link for you up at the top of the screen. Take a look at that video, guys, so that you can learn from some of the mistakes that I made when I became a self-employed signing agent, so that hopefully you can handle your taxes right from the beginning. But yes, the 10th and final thing that I hate about being a signing agent is handling my accounting and having to pay taxes. So guys, was this video helpful? Was hearing about the 10 things that I hate about being a signing agent helpful to you? If so, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to know how I can help to train you to be a productive and profitable signing agent, click on the link up at the top of the screen or go down into the description box for information about my Signing Agent Advanced Training Program and my remote online notarization quick start training program. And if you're not already following me on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, make sure that you do that today. Links to all of my socials are also down in the description box. No matter what, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and then hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. This is Kendra with Signing Agent Basics, hoping that you have a productive and profitable day.